how is your department prepared for a major large-scale crisis or critical incident?
Sure. Thank you very much for that question. We study major events that occur all over the nation. That's not all we study. When somebody really messes something up and it makes the news, we also study that too. We learn from other people's mistakes. If that happened here, how do we respond to it? What should we do? But we have obviously special operations groups, and we follow best practices. And I recently it's been about 4 years, appointed to the state commission to investigate the Marjory Stoneman Douglas massacre. I tell you right up front, the response by the school board was horrible. The response by the Broward Sheriff's Office that day was horrible. And I make no apologies or defend that terrible, terrible response. But you know why? They weren't trained. They weren't trained. They didn't have the right training. They did not have the right infrastructure. They did not have the right tools. We not only was on that commission to ask those tough questions for people that had to appear before us publicly, but it also taught us a better way to do it. So we have infrastructure and planning. And you know, one of the major failures, I could talk about this for all day long, was the reunification, or failure to reunify appropriately. Well, as you know, as law enforcement officers, the first hour or two of a disaster, or sometimes 3 or 4 hours, is mass confusion, no matter how much equipment you have, no matter how well you're trained. But the question is, how fast do you get it together to get the right resources at the right location? They didn't do that. But we learned from that. We've got a complex reunification plan here. And when I say here, I mean in this county. It's not just the sheriff's office. It's every police department. All the chiefs are part of the reunification plan. It's the school board is part of the reunification plan. It's the city governments. It just took leadership to put it together, and we did. So that's how we do it in every instance. From SWAT teams and responses, I've seen in cop shops where this police department didn't talk to that one, this sheriff's office didn't talk to this one. My police officers in this county and chiefs are my buddies. I respect them. You notice I call them mine? They may wear a blue uniform or a brown uniform, but they're my cops. And I hope that I'm their cops. And we train together, we work together, we meet once a month, the chiefs and I do, to say, hey, how can we do things better? What do we need to fix? Where has there been a hiccup? Because there are problems. It's human nature. But at the end of the day, if you have the right systems and processes in place, and you're appropriately funded with the equipment, you can respond and should respond. And I'll go back to my Board of County Commissioners. They have never, I underscore never, refused us equipment, technology, training, resources to fund what we needed to protect this community.